We now return to Let's Play BattleTech. Where were we? I think I was ready to go. Let me check this one more time here. Yeah, we're moving to Smithon. Weldery is in the opposite direction completely, isn't it? Yeah, we're here at Argo, so we have the ability to go to Weldery. We're actually going to go here. So before we go there, we'd better take a look at everything and make sure that we are going to be able to use our time, because it's going to take some time, more effectively. So you've got enough experience to go up to 9 gunnery. So let's make sure we do that.
MechWarrior training complete.
And Roulette has enough experience to go to the next level here, although we're only 400 away from that, so I'm going to wait on that one. And as for you, you may as well go to the next level here. Although we're getting close to Juggernauts, yeah, we don't need that so much. We need better gunnery skills all around. So, I probably should not have done that, because I'm sure I just raised my costs upon myself there. It was actually a little bit short-sighted. Oh well. 4 days, we're going to have to pay the price for that anyhow. So, where are we at? Let's look at... I think we're pretty good there. Let's look at the Vindicator. The Vindicator I want to refit for a better... what did I have here? LRM-5? LRM-5. This one's only mildly better, but it is better. So I think that's all I really wanted to do here. Actually, no. We do have this machine gun. This is 1.5 tons. If I look at my medium lasers are only 1 ton. So I could also give this mech medium laser 2 with an accuracy hit or increase and plus 25% crit. I'd be making this Vindicator very powerful for myself. Might actually be useful to do that, let's be honest. So we're going to go ahead and put that in, and we're going to take this out and take this out. And we're losing a little bit of heat efficiency, but only for the sake of range. And actually, a heat sink only cost me a ton. A ton of armor is difficult to get rid of, I'll be honest. But nonetheless, adding one might be beneficial to me to do that. Take a little bit of armor off the sides. Still need a little bit more. Maybe a little bit there, a little bit there. What about there and there? There we go. So we shed a little bit of armor, which I'm not super thrilled about, but the ability to maintain my heat efficiency, although, I mean, do we even really need to do that? It wasn't that bad. In all honesty, it wasn't that bad. And do I really want to give all my good... You know what, I should actually put the good laser... I think this is probably going to add to the days. But I should put my good laser in the head, because it's much less likely I will lose it to having something blown off. So that's kind of an important thing. So let's do this. It's going to take 3 days, because, let me guess. Install left arm. Medium laser. Moving the... Okay, so it did. Whatever, it's only 3 days. So we'll do that. I said we'll do that. Okay, thank you. So within 7 days, we'll have this. We'll have our Vindicator back. Let's look at this Trebuchet. This Trebuchet is another thing that perhaps I want. Because if we actually look at the mission here... Let's go out for a moment, thank you. Contract. We're going to go do the liberation of Smithon. Proceed to Smithon, where you will assist the Restoration Army's efforts to liberate House Corrosis. Early reports from our field observers suggest a loadout featuring indirect fire capabilities and at least a moderate level of mobility could prove advantageous on this drop. Further details will be provided upon your arrival. We'll need Lord Corrosis' help if we're going to unlock that data archive that Doc Murad found. Liberating Smithon seems like a good first step. So anyway, indirect fire, well, I just happen to have a pretty good mech for that. This thing has LRM 15s. 2 LRM-15s. It does not, however, have much in the way of heat efficiency, and it does happen to have some laser slots. How much ammo is in these? 120 rounds? So 240 at a cost of 30 apiece, basically, means I have 8 rounds worth of ammo, and then it's worthless. I do like having jump jets. I really do. Unfortunately, to get rid of even just a medium laser, that's only 1 ton. In the interests of, I mean, I realize that this mech is all about fire, you know, rain fire from the sky. That's what its whole purpose is. And we've seen devastating effects of, you know, SRM barrages. I'm almost considering taking a 15 and turning it into a 10. This would consume less ammo, and let's be honest, 30 missiles versus 25, they're pretty much going to do the same thing, right? So let's talk about swapping this out. That gives me 2 tons to play with. Increases my heat efficiency, lowers my damage a little bit. I'll be honest, we're losing out there. But to be able to put 2 jump jets on this, and thereby actually make this move, mobility for me in this game, if you haven't noticed, is so vital to my playstyle. Being able to hop around and move, I love that. Now we can add a heat sink in here, and we've bumped that up. Alternatively, I could do a small laser. Now it's already heat inefficient, so we don't really need to be hurting ourselves over that. I think this is a good compromise. We're losing 5 missiles to keep the lasers, and this really isn't meant to be, I mean, these medium lasers I feel are really more along the lines of last-ditch effort. You know, these are like, oh my god, we now quickly need someone to come in, and I could remove all the jump jets, heat sinks, and just put a light laser in, or large laser in, I mean. Up against 3 medium lasers at a highly accurate barrage, that's far less firepower. But this gives me long range, which means I could stay at long range. I don't see those lasers coming into play anytime soon, is what I'm saying. It might be better just to knock that out completely. Given the very low armor values on all this stuff too, I'm not a huge fan. It's actually got very low, I mean, very easy to blow off the, I almost think I want to move the ammo into the center. Far less likely we're going to get an explosion. I mean, if they blow out my torso, I'm dead anyway, right? So putting it in the head and the torso protects it a little bit, just in case that low armor blows an arm off. Then we're not worried about ammo explosions. I feel like that might be a safer bet, just in case. Let's try this. 4 days. Okay. Alright, so what are we looking at here? 11 days to get all my mechs in order. My dragon's still being worked on for something. I don't remember what exactly. Anyway, let's hop into it and let's go on this mission.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
So we're going to hit the financial report here in a moment.
Got the financial report.
Yeah. Hurts a little bit. We'll just keep that going. Now this mech, my Shadowhawk did come back, and that was my normal Shadowhawk. This one does also have a medium laser. I could have put that medium laser on it. Nah, whatever. Too late now. I probably should have spread my good weaponry out amongst the mechs, but when we land on a good planet, and really, I probably should not have... Uh-oh. The Argo's command deck begins shaking, again. I can't stand this anymore, Samire says. This has been happening every 2.5 hours like clockwork. It makes me want to break something. Every 2.4 hours to be precise. Dr. Murad's tone is infuriatingly reasonable, and only while the Argo is under thrust. Samire flashes you an exasperated look. Why can't we get this fixed? After 17 seconds, the shaking stops, right on schedule. Ask Dr. Murad to try and fix it again. You say, would you continue to investigate the problem? Dr. Murad nods. Of course, let me set your expectations, however. The Star League abandoned the Argo's design after making only 2 ships of its class. This may be a defect their engineers didn't manage to solve before the project ended. She returned 7 hours and 3 shakier than usual episodes later. I'm no closer to a fix. Fuck. But I know why this is happening. The Argo's rotation controller is disabled while the pods are folded. There are even mechanical safeties to ensure the ship doesn't tear itself apart by trying to rotate under thrust. But there's a bug in the controller software kernel that it's trying to wake it up periodically, thus the shaking. But the safeties are functioning, you ask? Yes, Commander. It's annoying, but perfectly safe for now. Morale decreased by 2. Oh, good. Now we're down below half. That was not a good event. I feel like that's an event where you really, I mean, what was the option that it was read it out for me? Lots of money? Yeah. I feel like that's an unfair one.
Job's done, Commander.
All work orders are done. Okay. So Behemoth will be back. Medusa will be back by the time we get there. So we'll have most of our pilots except for Lone Wolf, the leader of the pack. Oh boy. So what did I do to my dragon? I think I just added jump jets to my dragon, didn't I? Yeah, I think that's all I really did to him. Hunchback, the quick draw is all gussied up. 4 medium lasers on that. So let me... So we're under armored on that. Let's go look into this. Why are we under armored? Under armored in regards to, let's see, 80, 90, 45, 115, and 80. 80. So I must have lowered some out of here. 95, 115, and 80. So we're down to 60. Okay, so yes, I am grossly under armored. Why did that happen? Because I put a 10 in, that's why. That's okay though. Actually, even with that modification, I don't believe the Shadowhawk is really, except for taking the beating from last time, obviously, hasn't really been suffering from that. I don't feel like that's a bad choice what I did there. Now, I'm looking at this autocannon 20, and I'm thinking about this Centurion, which is supposed to be a brawler, right? It's like a melee mech. Brawler and general assault. It's meant to get up close. It's meant to be a fighter. Is this standard loadout? AC 10, LRM 10, 2 medium lasers. 10, so I gave it an AC 5. Why? To add jump jets to it? Yes, it has no jump jets or heat sinks, and I added all that myself to increase efficiency. How much does a 10 or 20? 14. 14 versus... well, we'd have to put the ammo in anyway, which would be 1. So we're actually looking at 15 tons versus 9. So that's a lot of that I would have to come up with. I could get rid of a jump jet. Didn't have jump jets to begin with. So we're talking about like 1 there, 9, like effectively together there. We're talking about 10. 11. I mean, we're still unable to do it if I wanted to put a 20 in. I was just thinking. I could swap out SRMs for the LRM. Surprisingly, this didn't have that. Took out the extra ammo it didn't need, or that I felt it didn't need. We could swap out for an SRM and just make this run up in your face and shoot everything. I'd have to put in multiples to make this work. What does that cost? 3, so we'd be looking at 6 to have 2, so we're already tunning it up far more than this. There'd be 8, or 5, excuse me, 5, so same tonnage, distance less, so that doesn't add up either, that doesn't help. Well, alright, never mind that. I feel like we just need to do something more with this guy, something that really makes it pack a punch. Anyway, we're wasting most of this episode doing nothing, just trying to even get to an area. I want to use that AC-20 though. But I think that because it's so heavy, it'll probably be more effective on a heavy / assault mech, so it's probably something I'll just have to wait on. Otherwise, we'd be stripping down the Centurion and completely changing it. But as far as get in your face and slam it home, that sounds like...
Hey boss, we've just completed those upgrades.
Oh, good. We're 2 days out, 5 days from Smithon, so what's the ship upgrade that we needed next? It was power, wasn't it? Power because we needed... I mean, we could do recreation to boost our morale. Seems like a huge waste, to be honest. We needed habitat pod B, didn't we? We needed beta pod in order to get... Ooh, that increases tech points. This increases tech points. I needed this, didn't I? Structural repair, yes, this is why we did this. Doesn't cost very much, but it adds a shit ton to my month. We're gonna be $500,000. And it's still gonna cost me 20. What did I need that for, anyway? I don't recall. Drive system, maybe. Improved power conduits. I think maybe that's what this was, so it reduced my time traveling. Which is only vital if I'm trying to travel somewhere in order to get more money. But that's really not what we need either. What we need are the meds. We need med techs. How do I get that? Med bay. Beta pod. Beta pod. Doesn't add too much. It's a big chunk, though, to install it. That's valuable to me, though. So we'll do it. We're about to get $1 million after this mission anyway. But... what is that? The total of 15, 35 days. We need more meds. We need more med techs. We really do, because I get one guy injured and we're borked for a long time. I just get so nervous. We boost that up to $500,000, then this isn't going to go very far. You know what I'm saying? Let's wait until after here, and we'll see if we can maybe go a little bit further. I want to see how far we make it on this. So let's just go to Smithon. And unfortunately... and not yet. Everybody, including Lone Wolf, is actually out of the med bay. No. Barracks. Barracks. So let's go in here. You're good. You're good. You got nothing. You're here. You get this.
Training confirmed, Commander.
But Roulette has got still not enough for that. And you were done. Okay. So we are here. We are ready to proceed with this. However, I think I'm just going to end this episode here, and we'll just start fresh next time.